Hello and welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you're joining me again. My name is Sasha Reade. Tonight we've got a fun easel card. So I'm going to share with you how to make an easel card using hopefully what you've got in your stash. I do use some heart dies, but use whatever you've got to hand. I'm getting started with some watercolor card. This watercolor card is from Arteza. It's a really nice, thick, decent watercolor card. I've gone ahead and cut it down to 6 by 6 inches. It doesn't really matter what size you're going to cut it down to. Now this is my little IKEA tray. It's meant to hold a tablet or your phone, and I'm going to use it today for my watercoloring. I like it because it's got a bit of an angle to it. I've also got my brand new watercolor metallic gouaches. There's 36 new colors that have come out, so I'm really excited to use those. I've got my water ready to go and a pipette just to kind of water down some of my color a little bit. Getting started, I am taping my square to my little IKEA stand. Use whatever you've got. You can prop it up on like a flat surface with something underneath it to kind of angle it, just so you get that water to kind of drip down a bit. That's what I was sort of going for here, is I wanted my water to kind of be able to graduate downward a bit naturally, as well as with my help. So I'm starting out by getting the whole entire background wet. I want it nice and wet so that my watercolor can kind of flow. I'm using this very vibrant pink. All these watercolors here, or all these gouaches, are the metallics ones that I've just shared with you. The top row is the standard gouache colors, but the bottom 3 are my metallics. So I'm just trying to apply my color a bit heavier at the top and kind of drag it down and make it lighter, and then I'm using my water if I need to add in any extra water to sort of thin it out. But I'm just going for sort of an ombre or graduated color from the top to the bottom. And I'm drying and heat setting it in between each layer so that I can kind of build on those layers. I found if I didn't do this, then I just started wiping the color off again. It's really easy to pick up that color and wipe it off because it mixes so nicely with water. Now I'm going ahead and making up a few scrap backgrounds as well. I want to have some extra bits to die cut from, and I want them to kind of match my piece that I've just made. So here you can see that pearlescent shine really shining through. It's really pretty. There's a lot of shimmer and shine on there. So I've got that background done. I've got a little scrap of the same color done, and then I'm going in with a slightly lighter pink. And I'm just, again, covering that watercolor card so that I can have these bits to kind of die cut from. So next I'm going to move on to creating my background. I want to have a heart-shaped card. I thought it'd be fun to do a Valentine's Day themed card. So I picked some pink colors as my sort of base colors. I've got these nestable dies. They are from Craft Stash. They've got these ones that are the plain, and they've also got stitch ones, which are really fun. So I've found one that's going to fit my card nicely, and I'm going to die cut that out. I've also got this small heart, which you can't see on screen at the moment because it was on my die cutting machine, which there it is. And then the next size up, and I'm just going to cut some of those shapes from those scrap bits. So once I've die cut them all out, I can then start thinking about assembling my card base. So just tuck my little hearts to the side. I don't end up using all of them, but I wanted to die cut out plenty so that I could have lots of options. This is a great way to coordinate your card if you want to have some embellishments and have it all tied together, is to use the other sets of the same dies but in different sizes and create your own sort of matching cardstock to go with it. So getting started on making your easel card, you're going to take a piece of cardstock and fold it in half and give it a really good crease. Now this cardstock is from Lime Tree Craft here in the UK. It's the thickest they do. I think it's 350 GSM. So it's really thick, and the die can't actually cut through the whole entire cardstock. What I'm doing here is I'm lining up that heart so that it's poking off that top edge just a little bit. This is essential for this easel card. So you don't want to die cut the whole shape out of that cardstock. You want the fold to stay there. So we're going to leave that die poking over the top and run it through the die cut machine. When you've done that, you'll have that fold intact, so you've got a nice heart-shaped card. You do have those top bits missing a little bit, but that's fine. Now, because my cardstock's so thick, it did not cut through all the way, but that's fine. We just grab a pair of scissors, and it's super easy to cut out because you've got the creases already indented into your cardstock from running it through the machine. So it's actually quite easy to follow along with your scissors, and you don't really have to do much cutting. You kind of just go along that crease line. So when you're done, you'll have your beautiful folded heart-shaped card. We're going to take a, if you've got a bone folder or a scoring machine or a scoring template, I'm just lining up that crease line in the middle with one of my lines on my card, and I'm aiming to score about the middle of that heart. Now I do accidentally score twice because I thought I needed to score twice, but you only need to score once. So you can see 2 score lines there. Just score once, about halfway down your image. So if you're using a heart, halfway through your heart. If you're using another shape, then just go halfway through that shape. Now we're going to apply adhesive only to the bottom half of that shape, just the bottom. Then we can take our top layer and stick it on. Now one of the benefits to doing this is if you were to do your stamping and decorating before you do this point, that will help, and you'll see why in a minute. So if you can hold off on gluing it all together until sort of more closer to the end, that will help you. So we've got this easel card now. You can see how that can move and it can kind of pop up. So the card itself is a little bit short of the heart shape because we did leave the die off the top, but the top heart covers up the missing little edges, if that makes sense. I've got this stamp set here from Alina's Crafts. I'll try and find it and link it for you. I got it last year. It's a Valentine's Day themed stamp set. So I picked I Love You Forever. I'm going to come in with my VersaFine Onyx Black, and you can see here I'm rubbing quite firm, but it's not stamping all the way through because I've got that crease behind it. So basically I'm just kind of pushing as hard as I can, and we get that line finally showing through, and we get this beautiful stamped image. So as I mentioned just now, it's much easier to do the stamping if you haven't assembled your card. This is a bit of copy paper, just colored copy paper, really thin, normal paper basically. I've gone and made myself a little mask because I don't have masking paper, and I am just applying some removable adhesive onto the back of that mask. Now I've gone and cut it. It's not perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect. We're just going to stamp, and I want to mask off that area so it looks like it kind of pops out a little bit more from our card. I've got this brand new stamp that I picked up from Craft Stash. I linked to it last night in a video, and I'm going to come in with this VersaFine Clair ink. It's a nice juicy pigment ink, so it kind of sticks really nicely to that watercolor that we've got on the card, and it stamps really clear and brilliantly. I am pushing quite firm because I've got those crease lines behind that front panel, so I'm just trying to make sure that I get it nice and clear. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp it 3 more times to kind of add a really cute little background to my card. Now this is really fun to do. If you do like a little mask in the center, it can kind of look like it was an intentional stamp that went around your sentiment. So there's our finished stamping on the front. Now I wanted to tie in the black to the card. Now I'm not sure if I should have done this or not. I don't think I really like the results in the end, but I decided to add some of these little black dots around the card to kind of bring that black into the card a bit more, and I felt like it kind of actually dominated the card. So to kind of level it out, I thought actually I'm going to use my new glitter gel pens. These are from Arteza. They're brand new, and they are literally glitter gel pens. So they're not metallic gel pens. They are sparkle like there's little things of glitter in there. It's really cool, and they go on really smooth and glide really nice. So I've been playing with these for a few days now, and I'm in love with them. So all I did here was I just followed the font of my stamp and just kind of added an edge to the right hand side of wherever it got fat in the stamp, if that makes sense. You see that glitter. I was trying so hard to get you to see the glitter because it really makes it pop. So here's my layers. I went ahead and die cut them out, and I've just stuck them onto the base of the card. They're the next 2 sizes of hearts, and I did that for the center so it gives it a bit more character on the inside, but I still have room to write a sentiment. Here comes the little hearts. I've decided to glue them onto the front like that, and I thought I would use 2 more of those hearts to be the pop-up part of my easel card. So for this, you need to have a bit of dimension on the inside of your card for your easel to be able to prop up against. So I'm using some hearts. I'm going to add some foam squares to the back of them so that they stand up off my card. If you glue just the hearts down, you want to put 2 or 3 layers down. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to get it to kind of hook onto that bit. You'll see what I mean in a second. Easel cards are so easy to make and really effective and really sweet. And you can do them with any kind of shape, really. So all I'm doing here is I'm just kind of getting my positioning right. I want to make sure my hearts are in the center of the inside of the card, but also far enough back that we can prop up that card and you can see it standing beautifully and see the effect of the easel. So there's our finished little card with our propped up bit. Now I felt like I wanted to add a little bit more to the card, so I decided that I would come in with some glossy accents and just make those little hearts pop up a bit. And all I'm doing is just filling them in, and glossy accents is great because it's a nice thick medium to work with, and you get a really beautiful shine. It comes out a bit cloudy, but it dries crystal clear. And that is the end of my video today. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I'm so grateful you came to join me, and I hope you have a go. I'd love it if you want to share it with me. I've got a Facebook group where lots of people post their makes daily, and it's a lovely community where you can come and join and create and share your projects with us. So I'll link that down below. I'll link everything I used today down below in the description box as well. And I can't wait to see you again soon. Bye for now.